So, hello guys, and welcome to this new video. Today we are here, or I guess I'm here, or whatever, to show a device I made. It's right here. It's not too complex really. Looks a bit weird maybe at first, but I'll get through it during this video. I guess first the demonstration. It's been a while since it's kind of command but I really like this one for some reason, because of its simplicity really. So yeah, important though, when I started I have to make sure I'm a bit far away. Oh man, I got a sneeze. Okay, I think it's good. Okay, so I've got a just message right here. When I click it, it will activate the machine. And now what we can do is we can just fly around through our world and everything will seem normal, and then we're going through this block and what the fuck. Yes. So basically what this does is it generates a bubble around you, which wouldn't be too hard. It's just using if you just have constantly run a fill command at the player, then you can just do that. But of course that way you lose all of your blocks. But as you may notice here, our entire block is still intact when we are out. So yeah, that's the main thing of the device really. It's creates an air bubble while still yeah, giving you like still while not destroying your landscape, or at least to some extent. There are exceptions. Also, when you use this in your world, it won't work right away. So don't just go down to the description and grab a schematic. I will provide a schematic, but there are several things which should be tackled before you start messing around and your world gets ruined or something. But yeah, for like stuff like this, it works out perfectly. Like I can show you these orientational dots, which were part of the I think this was from the Checkerboard folder, yeah. And the orientational dots was suggested by Red Eyes Master, also known as Daniel Keaton. And now you can just see the inside. You can really like get a grasp of what these things are, you could say. Like there are really lines which are passing through the block, like this. Oh well. So yeah, that's not a video, so I guess I won't get into that. But yeah, so for this kind of solid stuff, it works great. Stuff it works less great for is, first of all, Redstone, because by removing some stuff earlier on than other stuff, you can basically have stuff activate. For example, let me quickly turn it off. If we have something like this, okay, let me quickly get down. Yeah, so let's have lever right here, and I guess I'm gonna put it a bit more on the side, but okay, so we have lever right here. We could do something like this, and we only want the piston to extend when this lever is turned off, of course. Now you would think, well, everything gets put back, alright, right? So that's not an issue, but the problem is when you're flying through here, stuff may definitely go a bit wrong, because if you do something like this, oops, yeah, because basically the redstone isn't fully powered. If you have something like this, you lose a torch, because that's another issue, which is that blocks don't, yeah, if you mess around with blocks a bit the wrong way, you can lose them, because yeah, because just the order they are put back in. Like if we have a block with 4 torches on like this, whatever way I fly through here, I'm gonna guaranteed to have some blocks like. So now everything's still normal. Now we lost a torch already. Now the 2 side ones should be work alright, because they are being saved correctly in there. But yeah, the back one also was an issue, because he was still here when the block itself was gone. So unless you're teleporting, it's gonna be an issue. So yeah. But I guess with that, I also run into the actual mechanics of this thing. However, I would like to get to the exceptions first before going to how this thing actually works, so you know what you can and cannot do with this. So yeah, like with stuff like Slimestone, especially, I didn't even try messing around with this, because Slimestone is even a worse example, because yeah, block updates everywhere, like here and stuff. You update the piston to get it going. Yeah, I'm not sure if I actually ever showed this device on camera. I built it ages ago, like back in this. built this back in summer, I think, so I guess maybe I should show it right here. Oh, that was my bad. Yeah, I need an engine right here. That's it. No. Come on. This is not working out as I hoped. I did this before. I was wondering how does it work again. No. Okay, I'll be right back when I know how this works. Okay, I think I got it working like this. Let's see. Of course I don't. What was I thinking? Yeah, let's put this thing back into position. So then I think this should maybe work better. Like, I'm just guessing a bit right here, I have to admit it. Maybe just remove this for the time being. Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure that should be on there normally, but oh well. So yeah, that's really what it does. Just refresh one row of blocks. And I thought let's show the direction here. Yeah, kind of weird actually doing stuff now. Oh yeah, and of course it also it's bi-directional, that's why it's so freaking big. If it wasn't bi-directional, it wouldn't have to be so huge. But unfortunately now it didn't mess up, and so that's basically feedback. Part of a project I've been thinking about for a while, but so I haven't gotten around to doing some serious work on that. But yeah, I just thought let's show that to show that there is also some stuff in this world which is not, well, I guess most of the stuff we see in here is not not been shown on camera, because mostly just random tests. But oh well, sometimes there's interesting stuff like that. But yeah, back to the air bubble. So other stuff which doesn't work. Well, maybe I should first get to like some stuff which does work, like this, for example, which looks pretty cool. You can just go through all of the sections, or easier, you can just go through the block itself now if you want to know what it looks like. That's kind of the reason I made it in the first place. But yeah, another issue, of course, would be if I get too close to the machine, it starts overlapping, and that's, I would just say stay away from this thing. Like, just don't mess around with it. It's, yeah, dangerous. Over here, turns out I actually have a hole in my world. I didn't know that until now. That's also nice to know. However, this is a good demonstration for lag. As you can tell, for some reason it really lagged out there. Why? Because when we remove these blocks, light has to reach all the way down there in that hole, and yeah, that causes a lot of light updates. So yeah, once we start doing this, you will notice that we're moving fine, but the world is struggling to keep up. So yeah, so that's something else I have to think about, of course. Now you have the blocks being dependent on each other, like tall grass or something. That also, of course, causes issues. Like you have blocks like sand, which fall when they're not supported, also cause issues. Entities just fall down. They're not going to copy it. They just keep on falling. I could try to show you that. No, I don't think that's necessary. Water and lava also move. I guess if you want to have water and lava support to some extent, you should make sure you have like full glass walls to make sure it doesn't wash away any of the redstone once it's in the holding bay right here. But yeah, apart from that, I would say most of the stuff works like this. You can just fly through here and everything gets reset to its normal pattern. Yeah. Again, redstone, watch out, stuff gets messed with in the wrong order, bots can get triggered, a whole lot of stuff. So it's really only meant for like structures like these, just solid structures, not too much logic, no like blocks which depend on each other, that kind of stuff. Yeah, with those blocks it should work fine. Of course, it also does copy entities, so that's pretty nice. So I could take a command contraption. No, I shouldn't show this. Let's get something I can show. Oh, over here. This is, yeah, this had something to do with, I guess you know Graphoniac. She has a Rubik's Cube project. It's a big collab with a lot of people in the community, and yeah, so this was had something to do with that. One of the chambers which had some mechanism which needed to be revised. yeah, so that's an issue. I just remove those buttons. But you know what? Let me quickly turn it off. Also, issue you have to think about is the fact that you can unload things. So watch out when you're going out, because if you once you unload things, it's pretty hard to get stuff back into their normal state without just purely rebuilding it. Yeah, right here you just have a contraption which turns stuff. Basically, by pressing this button, you turn this lower segment, and then like this you turn this segment, and so on and so forth. Basically the goal was to get it like all like, I think we had to get it all like, damn it, like this. Yeah, then the lamp goes on, so then you would do something with that. And this would reset it to some set. Okay. Now, if we can just ignore the buttons, I guess, and the redstone, which will also be a bit problematic, but apart from those, I think we can show some stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna fly through these 2 rows of blocks right here, and to show you that this does work quite well. So yeah, just fly through here, and we can fly back, and that's a bit more problematic because we just removed the torches. Let's put the torches back quickly. Yeah, how did that work? Damn it! I probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, so something like this. Yeah, so this clones over there. Don't think I had these actually. Yeah, this should do the trick as well, right? Okay, so yeah, like this. And the buttons, some of the buttons were energy stored actually because of the way we flew through. That's nice, but if you do this again, you notice that's working fine. That's also working fine, it seems. Yeah. Okay. Weird, there's still some glitchy stuff going on, it seems. Oh yeah, I guess it's some stuff which didn't get updated properly. Command blocks, I guess, won't always get a proper update, so yes, that's one issue, I guess. So yeah, it's always nice to demonstrate this stuff, so you know what will happen and what won't. But yeah, definitely don't rely on this as some kind of foolproof system, or fail-proof, I guess, because it isn't. But for most purposes, it works, like over here. I think I've covered all of the exceptional cases and that kind of stuff, so if you want to, feel free to download. That's one thing I have to cover though, before we get into the actual mechanics, which is that this stuff does rely on absolute coordinates. In fact, it's not because I was just lazy writing it, it's just really the way it works. The way what makes it so simple is basically a combination of use of relative and absolute coordinates in a nice way, which allows you to do this. So yeah, to do that, I guess I'll have like these replaced by actual variables in the actual schematic I put in the description. But yeah, so here these 6 coordinates, for example, they are going to be the coordinates of this block and this block. So you have 3 you're looking at, and you need to take that coordinate, put in there. And so yeah, if we call this like coordinate 1 and this coordinate 2, by the way, to be sure, that coordinate 1 is going to be in your lower corner normally, and coordinate 2 in your upper corner. Okay, like you can see with my little axis thingy right there. Yeah, so here you take the first coordinates, the second coordinates. This is purely relative, so that works fine. And here you take the first coordinates only because it's in the second slot of like second argument, you could say. And here also same thing. This isn't fully necessary, by the way, unless you want to cover some exceptional cases. Like normally if I do this, yes, so because of something I did, basically you can also start in a bad position, and it will still deal with that by just first doing a copy from here to there, right when it starts. Without that command block over there, it wouldn't do that, and would just fill this place with air, assuming that whatever's in here is what came from here. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, something I should probably also show you. Don't fall with this thing. You may be thinking, oh, I fell through. Nope, I didn't fall through. I am at 2 blocks. I am at block 2. And I can't break anything because there's an armor stand in my face. So, yeah, the way to get out of this is just really to teleport. Which again is something I actually have to show. Yeah, I forgot a lot of stuff actually now I think about it. But teleporting, it's completely teleport proof, which is pretty nice. Like there's no speed limit to it either. You can just do whatever you want really. So you can do this, for example. Oh, that was the wrong way actually. Now I want to do that on the Z-axis, like this. And you can see there's no hole over there or anything. It just went completely well. So that's nice. Yeah, by the way, in case you ever get stuck, I've made a little system that you can press the button from far by just shooting it with an arrow. Come on. Alright. Something I also did, in case you're actually in the on mode and you have the armor stand will very often be inside of you, I noticed, and shooting an arrow won't be easy. You can also just grab a block and throw it onto the pressure plates to get the same effect. Also, the arrow and the items get reset by these two command blocks. Alright, so with all that out of the way, I think, yeah, it's probably time to go into the actual mechanics. So make sure if you want to use this yourself for some reason, to edit these coordinates to wherever you pasted this thing. But probably in the spawn chunks, I would say, if you want to make sure it doesn't unload and starts messing stuff up. Alright, so in here we just have the tell raw command, which gives us this message. The raw command, only thing it does is place a redstone block right here. This block replaces back by air, so it's basically just a little trigger. What it does though is it sets this to sandstone, and then you could think, hey, but then the other way sets back to redstone blocks. Because yes, that's actually the way it gets updated, that's right. First the negative negative X, then the positive X. So first it places a sandstone, then redstone block. However, that means that if there's already a redstone block right here, this one will still be powered when it gets the redstone update. So it won't actually trigger it again. So that way you basically have a flip-flop. And of course you could do that, the same thing with a lever, but unfortunately you can't edit levers as easily with commands. So then this whole thing wouldn't work as well. Yeah, so basically when it goes on, it does a couple of things. First of all, this thing just puts the clock on, just like this thing puts the clock off. This thing also puts the clock off. Now on the on side, it summons an armor stand with the name RAB tracker, reconstructible air bubble, by the way. Just no gravity, typical stuff like no gravity. It's invisible. If you're 1.8.1, I guess you can make it a marker to get rid of the annoying effect that is constantly inside of you. But if you're just spectating stuff and don't want to break anything, it doesn't matter that much either. And over here you have that initial clone I talked about earlier, which makes sure you can actually start with blocks close to you without having an issue. And then when it gets turned off, it just kills the entity, the armor stand, which was tracking you. Now, while the clock is on, this is a bit more interesting. What it does is basically it clones whatever is in here to you. Then it teleports itself. No, sorry, it doesn't teleport it, clone it to you. It clones it to the armor stand. So basically, it takes whatever's in here, clones it to the armor stand. Then the armor stand moves to your new position, and then it clones whatever's at the armor stand back to you. Back to here. So you have to bear in mind all this happens within the same tick, like right after each other. There's no movement of the players or anything. So as a result, I guess I'm wondering how I should explain this. Maybe I should first have a bit of a demonstration. Like I could do this. Yeah. So if I go into game mode 3 now, you can see there's an armor stand just following me around. Every tick, so 20 times a second, it's being teleported to me. It looks a bit slower than that, I would think, because of just the way teleports work in Minecraft. All entities, except for the player, as far as I know, when they get teleported, they have this weird movement thingy where the game tries to make it kind of smooth. Also, yeah, the fact he's rotating along with me, just the way teleport entity commands work. But it doesn't matter much. Rotation really doesn't matter for this contraption. It's only about positioning. But yeah, so basically what it does is I'm going to go back to game mode 1. It's nicer. And turn it off again. So let's say we are here, and we have our contraption over here. And so basically, I guess we should also have an armor stand. It's mostly made out of wood, so let's use a wooden block. So let's say armor stand's over here, and we're flying up. So while this is going on, the armor stand is actually a block behind. We have moved one block up or something. This is of course the scale model, but you know what I mean. Now, what those command blocks do is first, it takes whatever is in here and puts it here, and then it takes whatever's up here and puts it in here. So what it really does is, between the different ticks, so when it's rendered for you, the player, so the only times you really get to see what's going on, it makes sure there's like air, there's not it clones the blocks away. However, right after that tick is done, so basically the first thing it does in the next tick is fill whatever hole you left where you were previously, so where the armor stand was, with the blocks. You just moved away, and then you basically have like a clean place again with like blocks everywhere where they should be. However, this is during the tick, so you don't notice as a player. And then the armor stand gets teleported to where your position is, and then it teleports it clones all the blocks from here to here. And by the way, I'm using clone move commands, which simultaneously basically clone and destroy the original. So yeah, what you would expect of a move operation. You only keep one version of your selection in the world. Anyway, so what you do then is you take this away, so you have air again, and that way when the player processes the tick, then there are no blocks around, and yeah, basically there's an air bubble. So yeah, basically what it does is it's constantly creating a small hole in the world, filling it up again, then to have like a clean example of the world, you could say, and then updating the armor stand's position to create a new hole at your new position. And because you need the armor stand, of course, because if you wouldn't have the armor stand, then whenever you move the block, then it would copy the thing back to the wrong location when it's trying to patch up the damage it previously did. So yeah, that would go entirely wrong. So you basically wouldn't be able to move that way without damaging your world. So yeah, I hope that was kind of comprehensible. About here over here, by the way, is just effects, because while you're running this thing, it would be really dark in here, but I have night vision, so that's really it. All there is to that. So yeah, I think that's gonna be about it. I've already been talking about this for 17 minutes. Oh my. Yeah, I'm just gonna upload it this way. I've talked about it a lot. I hope that was understandable. This first take, but I think I'm gonna leave it. I don't have that much of a better way to explain it, but I really maybe the explanation is complex, but you have to admit that the entire cloning thing is really done with 3 command blocks, which is pretty it's really nice. I like the simplicity to this concept. So yeah, if you still have any questions, make sure to ask them in the comments. I will try to explain this as clearly as possible. So maybe that way you can understand it, and or if you just don't care about understanding it, just want it to have it, download it. Or if you don't care about having it either because you think it's boring, that's fine too. But please tell me why, I guess. Or well, I guess more the question why not. But yeah, with that said, thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope I will see you in another video. Bye.